Welcome back, Cardboard Warriors. How's everybody out there doing today? I got the results of my Friday Night Magic Draft, Brothers War here that I did this past weekend. So I ended up going Blue-White Soldiers, and we'll take a look at the deck first. I did pretty decent in the draft. So I ended up getting into the finals. It was the first and second place at the time, me versus another guy, and I ended up doing pretty good, except I think he won the first game, I won the second game, and then we timed out in the last game, so we ended up doing a draw. However, because I had a draw earlier in the night and he had 3 wins, he ended up finishing first, and I ended up getting knocked all the way down to 4th. Even though I was playing first and second, I ended up finishing 4th. I don't have any prize packs to open because I did I took a store credit. Somebody actually, usually top 3 get store credit at that particular game store, and I guess one of them passed on the credit and took one of the promo cards instead, because that particular game store gives promo cards. They open a bunch of promo packs, and then they let people in order pick out whatever card they want from those packs. So it's kind of cool because you get to pick the best card out of a bunch of different promo packs instead of just opening a pack and getting junk. Somebody passed on the store credit. I guess there was some really good cards in there. I almost passed on it too, because there was a promo Nyx Lotus from Theros in there, and I was like, the store credit was like $11. I was like, is that card gonna be worth more than $11 down the road? So I was on the fence about taking that, but I ended up going with the store credit. So anyways, let me show you the deck, which you can see I got a bobble in the draft, which was cool, right on top. That actually got passed to me like, God, I was probably 5th or 6th pull out of the pack. I was like, what? So I grabbed that immediately, and yeah, it helped. Of course, it works in every deck. I ended up going white and blue soldiers and tried to do mainly flyers. I ended up getting this guy passed to me, which was amazing, because a 2-drop for a 3/2 flyer is just incredible already. But then if you attack with 5 or more soldiers, creatures you control get +1/+1 and flying till end of turn. So it's like, yeah, total swarm victory card here. This card is unbelievably good. I'm surprised it wasn't mythic. So I ended up getting the Fortified Beachhead, which also helped. All soldiers get +1/+1 till end of turn for 5, and it's a dual land that if you reveal a soldier, it comes into play untapped. I was able to put it into play untapped, I think, pretty much every time, because it seemed like I always had a 1-drop soldier in my opening hand with this. So I would reveal the soldier, put this down untapped, and then tap it to cast the soldier. So it wasn't like I was giving away anything in my hand, because it's a card I was going to cast anyway. Simium Simulacrum in foil. This guy, even though I wasn't running green in the deck, although I was tempted to splash a little in there, even though I wasn't running green in the deck, the 2 1/1 counters on a target creature you control just really helped out, because a lot of the soldiers are kind of smaller. So I was able to take my most effective flying soldier and pump them up and do a lot of damage with that. So I basically used it as like a pump spell, but it was a good little chump blocker as well. Power Stone Engineer, just for a little bit of extra ramp in there, and he's not a soldier, but 2-drop or 2/1 that gives you a Power Stone token after you chump block with them. It's pretty good in my book. I ended up getting a couple of those, but only put 1 in there. I got 2 Wing Commandos. I didn't get a lot of the instants for the prowess though, but I did get a couple prowess triggers throughout the games with these guys. But still, at the end of the day, they were a 3-drop 2/2 flyer that was a soldier, so it was being affected by all the soldier pumps. So, and then I got 2 of the Ambush Troopers, which are one of my favorite cards in the set to draft, because they're just so effective. A 2-drop 1/2 with flash, so you can flash it in to block a 1/1 on like turn 2 or whatever. Flyer, but the big one that I love about this guy is the 5 creatures you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. I use that a lot in draft with this guy, so I got a couple of them. Yotian Tactician, that'll also help. Other soldiers get +1/+1, and it's a 4-drop 3/4, so, I mean, it's really effective. I wish it said all soldiers, so it'd pump itself up, but hey, it's pretty good for the price, I think, and it being uncommon. Come across them a little bit more often. Aeronaut Cavalry is really good. My games ended up being pretty fast, so there wasn't a lot of times I was getting the 5 drops out very often. I did get it out a few times, but it pumps up another soldier when it comes into play, and it's a 5-drop 3/4 flyer, so not too bad. If it was a 4-drop, it'd be amazing. 5-drop, it's okay, but for draft, it's a pretty powerful card. Scrapwork Cohort, another soldier that creates another soldier, and he's got the Unearth, which I really love. 4 is a little bit pricey for a 3/1. His toughness is really, really bad, but the Unearth and being able to bring in that extra 1/1 chump blocker soldier, which actually, with all the soldier pumps, ended up doing quite a bit of damage just by having that extra attacker out there a lot of the time. I was able to swarm quite a bit. Yotian Frontliner, this guy's so great. I got him a lot on turn 1, which really helped because every time he attacks, another target creature gets +1 until end of turn. Plus, it's got the Unearth for 1. It's only a 1-drop 1/1 with an extra ability. Just such a good card. Prison Sentence for a little bit of control. And the Scry ability, of course, is good. Static Net for a little bit of removal. And the gain 2 life and create a Power Stone token's really good. The Vanguard, just for a soldier with Vigilance. I didn't start with him. I ended up putting him in after the first round, I think, because I just felt like I needed more faster creatures because the games were going so quick. I need to get more creatures out so I could really kind of try to take advantage of the whole swarm tactic there. Union of the Third Path, draw a card, then gain life equal to the number of cards in your hand. Amazing just for the card draw and a little bit of life gain, even if you don't have a lot of cards in your hand, just to kind of stay in there, because really fast games generally tend to go pretty quick with the life totals, and all the games are really super fast. Swiftgear Drake, I originally started with 2 of these in, but like I said, I wasn't getting to 5 very often. But the flying haste on this guy is just awesome. Plus, he gets to remove a card from a graveyard, which really helps in this set because all the unearthed stuff. You can get rid of one of your opponent's unearthed cards. But flying haste, even though it's only a 2/4 for 5, the haste is a really big, good addition. He wasn't a soldier, which kind of sucked. That's why I took one of them out, because and the fact the games were going so quick, I wasn't getting a lot of 5-drops out. Depth Charge Colossus. I put this guy in here. I cast him for the prototype a couple times, and I think I actually hard cast him for the 9 once. He didn't do a lot for me because I was usually getting him out right at the end of the games, but he did. There was a couple times that I was facing some bigger creatures, and my little smaller soldiers were kind of getting overmatched. So this guy came out and kind of leveled the playing field, and then I was able to ping away for the rest of the damage. Survivor of Corliss, just another good 1-drop first strike soldier. Another good first turn drop there. And you kind of exile him to scry too, but because he had the first strike, he wasn't getting blocked a lot. People were letting him through a lot, so he was getting a lot of damage in. So I didn't end up needing to do the exile thing. I think I got him in the graveyard like once or twice, but somebody else removed him from my graveyard. Deadly Riposte, just another removal. 3 damage target tap creature, you gain 2 life. White lightning bolt that gives you life, gotta love it. And then a Coilless Rock, another flash flyer, and when it enters the battlefield you get a Power Stone. 5 was a little bit much, but he was a 3/3 flyer with flash, so, and gives you the Power Stone, so helped out a little bit. Take Flight, I love this card. It's a little bit pricey at 4, but pumping them up, giving them flying, and whenever it attacks you get to draw a card. I only got it into play like once or twice, but it did help a lot because I extra card draw there. Subjugation, this one helped a lot. This is actually a really powerful card for 1. I never pay the 3 because I just wait until they attack with a creature and then I throw this on it. But really, 1 blue to lock down a creature for the rest of the game is great. Combat Courier, another one that I was getting out on occasion pretty early. I sacked him a couple times to draw cards, but not very often. I was able to unearth him once or twice, but he didn't really do a lot for me. But I did see other people using this card very, very well, being able to. This guy works really good in the sacrifice decks. So, but if you're splashing the blue, so you can get them to unearth, so you can draw the card again. Stern Lesson, pretty good card. Draw 2 cards and then discard a card and create a Power Stone token. So a little bit of a draw and filter, and then you get the mana ramp too. So that was the deck that I ended up with at the end of the night. There was a couple cards that I started with at the beginning that I took out because they just weren't helping, and I felt like I needed to be a little faster. I did get a pretty brush land kind of early on. It got passed to me. There wasn't really anything else good in the deck or in the back, and I was still wondering if I was going to splash the green for the Simeon. So I did grab this, and I ended up not using it because if I'd gotten any other mana source for green, I probably would have put it in there, but and in place of a plains, but I didn't. So that was the only one I got. I did get a Keening Stone. I was tempted to throw in there, but 6 drop and 5 was just a bit pricey for as fast as I was trying to. Trying to stay fast and close to the ground there. The Rune Chanter's Pike was tempting as well, just because of first strike, but I didn't have a lot of instant and sorcery cards, so I didn't think it was going to be effective enough to really bother by taking up a slot in the deck. There's the other Swift Gear Drake that I had in originally and then took out. I did get another Cohort. I was tempted to put 2 of them in because of the Soldier token creator, but the 4 drop, I was just like, I didn't want that many more expensive cards in there. The Amulet, when it leaves the battlefield, you get 2 life. It does have Unearth, and it's 4/4, but the 5 drop, again, the games weren't going that long very often. Got a Retrieval Unit. We got a Symmetry Matrix. Again, it's just everything was like in that 4 or 5 drop range, a lot of them. Aeronaut's Wings. Most of my creatures were already flying, so I figured that would be kind of a waste in there. Animation, I was tempted to put in the deck just to kind of get the card draw and turn one of my little small creatures into a 4/4, but it just seemed like it was better off to put a 4-drop creature in there that was going to do more. Air Marshal, he was a soldier, so I was tempted to put him in, but I ended up putting in the one with Vigilance instead for the 2-drop, because I just felt the Vigilance was going to be a little bit more effective than the gains flying, because most of my creatures were already flying. Retrieval Agent, he was tempting, but again, just had too many 4 and 5 drops. Desynchronize, again, good control, but 5 drop. The Scry 2 would have been nice, but just 5 drop. If it would have been like a 3 drop, I would have put it in there. Curate was tempting again, the Surveil and draw a card, but if I'd have had more instants and sorceries to put in the deck, I probably would have put this in there, and then the other one that you get more the pump from having instants and sorceries in the graveyard. Yoshimedic was tempting. If he was like a 2/4, I probably would have put him in because of the life link, but a 1/4 for 3, it was a soldier, but I figured I'd had better cards in there. There's the other Power Stone Engineer. Military Discipline. It was just one of those late cards that got handed to me. I was like, yeah, I didn't have anything else in the pack of my colors, so I grabbed it. It just didn't seem to like it was going to be powerful enough to throw in there. I like the flash, and that it was a 1-drop, and they gave +1. But the first strike was only till end of turn. I was like, it might be a good removal, but I'm not sure. I probably could have used it, but I decided not to go with it. And then I just ended up getting past that, which is like one of the last ones in the pack. And then Forest was one of the last cards I got past. So anyway, that was the deck. Like I said, I ended up coming in 4th overall, but I almost got first if I'd have just won that other game against the last opponent, or if we'd have had more time. If I'd had another 5 minutes, I'm pretty positive I was going to win that last game, that 3rd game, and I would have won that round 2-1 and then got in first place. So, kind of a bummer that we ran out of time because the first game took a long time. because they're both fast decks, so we ended up kind of stalemating for a while in the first game. If I'd have had more time, I probably would have won that third game and then would have gotten first place. But anyways, there's the deck. Let me know how you guys did in any of your drafts for this set. How you like drafting this set? I think it's a really fun set to draft. I love all the artifacts because it's really easy to go two colors or even one color in this one. I went one color the pre-release and did pretty good. So anyway, thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to check out the description below. A lot of good links down there. Save you money, get your cash back on all your purchases, and it helps out the channel. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.